there is something you may have heard the word before. It's called tafsir. And tafsir is the terminology that we use to describe the explanation. It's a branch of knowledge in which the Quran gets understood, its meanings explained, the rules and laws that are derived from the verses are brought to the fore, wisdom, whatever wisdom it contains are brought. Now, this is not done by everyone. The persons who do tafsir, they are highly competent and qualified people who have spent years and years studying the Quran and the language of the Quran and the history of the Quran. And so tafsir are done by people who are highly competent and skilled and knowledgeable in our religion. And what they do based on all of that knowledge, they will look at the verse, look at the context, and they will try to bring explanation of that verse in a context that is relevant to the problem of today and provide solutions to the problems that we may be facing in the world. And so the tafsir, sometimes they go into volumes and volumes. There'll be some people write tafsir as 40 volumes. So there are many, many scholars who have written and produced tafsirs of the Quran. And so if you want to get in-depth learning and understanding, or you want to go further into the Quran, it is useful to go and read the book of tafsir, one of the books of tafsir, in which what that person will do will take each verse and they will explain each verse, and they will explain the group of that verses that have the idea, and they will go into great detail. They will tell you where was the incident. They will tell you what exactly this particular word mean in this verse. And so the people who do tafsir, they give us a really wealth of knowledge about our Quran. And so it is important that we benefit from that. Now, among the most famous tafsir is, of course, Ibn Kathir, one by Ibn Kathir. There are many, many, many of them that are very important ones. But Ibn Kathir is free on the internet. They have a printed copy in 10 volumes, and it's actually a condensed copy, an abridged version. But at least you get some idea, and you can download, you can go online and at least get an idea. So if you have like a surah like, say, Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, malikin nas, ilahin nas, min sharril waswasil khannas, alladhi waswasu fi sudurin nas. So you go and you look up that surah, that will, in Ibn Kathir tafsir, he'll begin to explain to you these verses and the context, and if they're Makki and Madani and all of that stuff. So for us as the layperson, we are also allowed to try to do the best we can in our circumstance to understand the verses of the Quran. Allah said He's made it easy to remember, and He have encouraged each of us to ponder on the Quran and to try to think about it, and its meanings and what it is saying. So you are not, each of us are encouraged within the limitation of our intelligence to try to have an understanding. But you should know that if you don't have any knowledge, you may end up with a misunderstanding of the Quran. So, because there are many things to consider, which we can't go into. There are verses which are clear. There are verses which are not so clear, mutashabihat, and so on. So generally, if you want to get more knowledge of the Quran, you could go and read one of the books of tafsir and follow along. And they have different ones. Ibn Kathir is one. You have Sayyid Qutb that has contemporary information. You have Maulana Maududi's meaning of the Quran that is written in a very nice essay type format. His translation is very readable. And they have new ones that are being produced in America, in which they're trying to use American style language in the translation. You had the old versions of Piqtal and Muhammad Yusuf Ali. And so there are different ones that are available. It is very difficult to translate any language into another language. And so when you're looking at the translation of the Quran, you will find that it is one of the most difficult things because you can't do word for word translation or else you may lose the meaning. So what a lot of time they have to do is to say, what is the essence of this Arabic verse? And then try to find a way to express it in English. So it is not an exact science. Any translation, it's always you have problems with it. That's why it is useful to read more than one translation, because one may use a particular word here and then the other person may use another dimension of that word. So you get at least a better meaning of, and grasp the meaning of that. The Quran have many names: Furqan, Tanzil, Zikr, Nur, Rahma, Majid, Bashir, Hudan. You know, it refers to itself by many, many different names. So it's not only called Quran, it says it's Furqan, it says it's Tanzil, it says it's Zikr, it says it's Kitab. And so we should know that.